Howdy ladies, guys, and people with thick thighs. Sorry, that was a goofy freaking intro. I'm trying an intro, I don't know how I feel. So it's been a while since I posted any, like, journaling content on this page. That was the original focus of my page, and it may seem a little all over the place, and I've gone for eclectic, and I'm worried it's just a hot mess, but, I'm thinking about pumping out some more journaling content if anybody's curious about that. So I recently suffered a little bit of a significant loss. I had 11 years worth of notebooks that start when I was 17 in a box in the house I was living in. We had a move and there was a little bit of an incident I'd rather not get into, and I lost about 11 years worth of notebooks. I'm heartbroken. I am coping. It honestly kind of feels like the death of a family member. But I recently had a son, and I have decided for myself that even if I've lost those notebooks, I have written every day that my 6-month-old son has been alive. And I may have lost the first 3-ish months of his life, but it's not worth giving up writing entirely. So I have started a new notebook. It has taken me what we have had of the summer and then some to fill. This is the current notebook. If you are buying a notebook, I would always encourage you to, like, look at the binding and stuff before you pull it out of the store, just because, like, I love a good notebook, and we love a cute notebook and something pretty, something that we can feel enthused about writing in, but you gotta make sure it holds up, peeps, because, like, I had, like, 2 or 3 really old notebooks in my original tote that were, like, the classic one subject with the ringed binding. I hate spiral bound notebooks. Like, they're pretty, they're cute, they can be super nice, but, like, if you're intending to have it long-term, spiral bound notebooks just do not hold up very well. But this guy was cute. I saw it at Five and Below with my husband one day when we were walking. I've drawn a little bit, and I like to put the year on the bottom. This was so cute, and I loved it. But as you can see, as cute as this little guy, or I say little guy, but it's more of a big chunky guy, he has fallen apart. I eventually had to accept that I was just going to have to undo the binding right there, or it was not going to be able to stay together at all. It was going to cause the rest of it to rip. I put a little whale there that glows in the dark, actually. So this notebook starts June 2nd, and it goes until today. I have a partial entry for today. I make myself write at least a page a day, based on a YouTuber that I was watching a while ago that I got super into, that helped me get into journaling content. But it goes from June 2nd till the day. A lot has happened in this notebook. I have moved. My husband and I had a stint of, like, quote-unquote near homelessness. My son was staying with a family member, but we were in a tent out in the boonies. We are in the process of finding another place to stay, but we are good for the moment. We're here, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I'm super private about, like, the inside of my notebooks, and I don't really show them to people, but I wanted to show some stuff that I had done because I know that was the original focus of this channel, and I was just wanting to touch base if anyone wanted to see that again. So when we were moving, something else that happened this last year, other than my son was born, obviously, and that was super happy. I had a little bit of a difficult pregnancy towards the end. I suffered a loss in my family, and then our dog, Little Bit, our senior dog, who was 16, she was 11 when we got her, but she lived another 5 years, which is pretty miraculous for a really old dog, but she was a very, very sweet girl. She got sick on us back in December, and she finally passed, but moving on from the sad, we still have our sweet girl Ellis. Ellistraya, if anybody's curious, if anybody plays D&D or anything. We got these cookies because they looked kind of like Oreos, and I was eating the K-pop waffle Oreo things that were at Walmart for a while, and I got these for her. She ate almost the whole pack. I kind of hinted a little bit at all of this. I got super into Star Wars over the spring, and I tried to draw this, and then these also glow in the dark. I've been trying to doodle more. I did a bunch of drawing in high school. I took a bunch of drawing classes, but I I'm sure like a lot of people who draw, I never felt real confident in myself, but I've been picking it back up because I've kind of needed a hobby. There's a little kitty here. I don't know what this guy is, but he's eating candy, and I thought that was super cute. You know, like the little dip and stick things that you have as a kid, you dip it into the powder. All of these stickers glow in the dark. I used to do really big sticker bombs, like ones that covered the whole page, and I'll show you a proper one in a minute. But I did this, and these all glow in the dark. I might show that at some point, but I covered this little spot with a bunch of stickers because I thought it was super cute. My husband and I went this day for coffee. That was about when we moved back to where we are now. These are baby wipes for my son. I like to say that if you can't afford a lot of stickers or stationery, there are things in your everyday life that you can really tape into a notebook if you just want something to fill up the page. And it took a long time for me as a completionist and a perfectionist to tell myself that if I did not feel like writing out a whole page, I can be kind to myself and I'm sorry, I'm trying to cover the writing. I can be kind to myself, and it is okay if I fill up my page with writing or like things I've taped in that aren't even necessarily stickers or what have you, just anything that works. You don't have to spend a ton of money on stationery. You just need a good notebook and a reliable pen. I honestly use a lot of Bics, and I've done that since I was younger, and it feels awesome to have a fountain pen. I was experimenting with those over the summer, but if you can't afford that, you can journaling can be accessible to anybody. You just have to find a way to stick it into your life, and you don't have to write every day like I do. It originally was a therapy tool for me because I've been in therapy for several years because of some mental health stuff, but it's comfortable for me to write every day. And for a long time I felt like you're wasting paper if you don't write about your day. I've had a very one-sided way of writing every day, and I have to write one page, and it has to fill the whole page, and it has to be about that day. And it took me a long time to realize that sometimes that's just not the entry you want to have. And it doesn't have to be aesthetic. You don't have to have rules for yourself. Like, if you feel like you need a sense of structure, that's fine. But whenever you start to lose the fun because you're sticking so hard to doing it one way, then you can lose the magic that you really need to keep if this is a hobby or an interest or a therapy tool that you want to stick with long term. My son has gotten super into Scooby-Doo. He likes the old one, like the original, and I used to watch that with my mom a lot. So I've got a ton of stickers from a local vendor. I wrote Jinkies there. I thought that was funny, and more Scooby-Doo. What Scooby-Doo do you guys like the most? Do you like the movies, the old ones, the new ones? I'm kind of a fan of all of the above. My husband and I have been doing some urban exploration because that's something he's wanted to do for several years, and we've been cleaning up this building that used to be a stockyard in the town that I lived in for a long time. And we found these tags on the ground, and I saved a couple of them because like I said, I like to tape in weird random things, and it can be super fun. So I did poke. And something that my husband and I talk about still. One time he made a comment about the ridiculous things I tape into my notebooks. And he said something about taping a notebook inside a notebook. And I tried that. Please don't do that. I typed a teeny tiny little flip book into a bigger journal, and it almost broke the binding. If you can set it up and make that work, then that's fine. But don't do it if you don't know what you're doing, because you could ruin the whole notebook. My husband and I have been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I am such a Zuko fan. And I tried to draw Aang, but I think the Iroh drawing turned out way better than the Aang. And then I'm really feeling the spoopy summer this year. I love Halloween. I always have since I was a kid. If anybody wants to see more content like this, let me know. Drop a comment or just a like or a view, whatever it is.